All right. I just watched this thing about Kurt Cobain's sense of melody, and they were interviewing him, and they were talking about how he didn't even know the names of chords or notes or modes, and he said he didn't want to know about any of that stuff because it would get in the way of what he was trying to do. But they pointed out his vocal melodies were actually very complex and were doing a lot of very musical stuff, so his ear knew something. I find that like really interesting. Um, like really, thinking back on Kurt, like I remember, you know, first time I ever grabbed that Nirvana Nevermind album was when CDs were popping. My brother had some cool CDs, so I would go into his room and just grab some CDs. And of course, that album cover is pretty memorable, with the naked baby chasing the dollar in the pool or whatever, in the ocean or whatever it is. Um, but I used to like that song, Territorial Pistons. I thought that was a great song. And I loved that song, In Bloom. It's still one of my favorite songs by them. Um, and then, I remember, when he died, and I remember how his shit blew up. And I had the Unplugged on and Nevermind. And, it was crazy, man. Like to hear his shit now, what is this, like, I don't know, what, 25 years later or whatever it is. Um, he was definitely a really, really talented artist. He's undeniable at this point, I know, like, when people were really getting, people, like, his diehard fans are so into him and all this shit. I wasn't really like that with him. But, like, now that I've gotten away from listening to it for a while and then came back, his shit's undeniable, man. Nirvana's fucking off the chain. Um, and I would put him in a category of the lineages of great songwriters and artistic songwriters, more importantly, like cats like Syd Barrett, John Lennon, David Bowie, Mark Bolan, Neil Young, and I was about to say Roger Waters, but I don't think he really sounds like Roger Waters in any way. But it's John Frusciante. I would say Kurt Cobain is absolutely one of those kinds of cats in hindsight. And I know that he passed away before Woodstock '94. That would have been really interesting to see him at that show. That was the show that Green Day really got over. And it's like it's crazy to me to think back on that because, that was like my era growing up as a kid. I remember cutting school and going to watch that at my buddy Dahmer's crib. And, Green Day got over and everybody was throwing mud and shit like that. And then their music videos were blowing up around that time too. It just, superstars were born. Um, but it would have been great to see Nirvana at Woodstock '94. Um, I don't know. I don't know why certain things happen the way they happen. Um, but, we're still talking about Kurt 25 years later, so he's fucking genius. That's what they were saying in this video I just watched about his ear as a singer. That he had one of the most musical ears out of any pop singer or whatever you want to call his music. And I just you don't even question the song's melodies because what he's playing on guitar sometimes is really simple. Most of the time is really simple, but his vocal melodies are so distinctive that it never makes you question the song's simplicity. It lays right on top of the song so perfectly, So crazy, man. I know Novoselic's from Compton. Shout outs to Novoselic in this motherfuck. Dave Grohl has gone on to do many, many things, so much props to him. And, wherever Kurt is in the ether, much love to him. Peace.